people with spinal cord injuries have a shorter life expectancy than the average Canadian. Let's not focus on simply finding the cure, which is important, but let's also find ways to help extend people's lifespan and their quality of health while they're living. Why haven't we found a cure for spinal cord injury? Because it's complicated. If it weren't complicated, we would already have the cure and none of us would be here. So let's recognize that the issues are complex. What we really need to do, though, is bring focus. The role of the Rick Hansen Institute is to bring information and people and resources together to solve complex problems. What is the real value of RHI? When somebody has a spinal cord injury, 19-year-old, the stats are they're either very young or they're very old. And all of a sudden they wake up one morning and they're told by their doctor that they won't ever walk again. The impact of that, both on the psychology and on the physical and on the emotional side of a person, is infinite, and also on their family and on their friends. I've already mentioned, it's a huge cost, a direct financial cost to society, but it's also a huge psychological cost to the individual. And so what we hope to do with RHI is to find ways to find cures for SCI so that when somebody has an injury, that they can walk away from it again. That is probably the best gift that we could give to them. Recognize that there are other players around the world working in this field. Identify, not just from an RHI perspective, but from a research, from a clinical practice perspective, what's going on where are these centers of excellence, what are they doing, and what can we do to help fill the gap. Sometimes it means replicating what they're doing in order to build a knowledge base that allows then for clinical translation. Other times it means saying, okay, they're doing it, we don't need to do it here in Canada, let's instead focus on this. And so what we've done over the last year and a half is create a strategic framework that does bring focus to what it is we do and don't do and how we work with our partners and with our stakeholders. It's easy in our society where we're relatively rich as a society to throw those words out there, and they're pretty trite and they're pretty meaningless. But when you wake up one day and you almost died and everything is now different, all of a sudden anything is possible takes on a whole new meaning. And I think for all those people who, whatever life circumstances get thrown at them, accept that anything is possible, I think we'd all be better